I'm going to show you how I build a frameless cabinet from start to finish. First thing I do is I cut up all my sheet stock. In this case, it is a maple plywood. Next thing I'm going to do, once I get everything all cut up, I'm going to start assembling the box. You can see I cut out for the toe kick, I pre-drilled. I'm using 2.5-inch screws to screw everything together. A lot of times I'll use a nail gun to kind of hold things in place when I have basically a spot that's not going to be seen. Once I get the cabinet put together, I put the back in. I have a 1/4-inch dado going around the back that slides right into. Check it for square. If it's not square, it's gonna make it really, really hard later on. And you'll kind of see what I mean at the end once I start putting on the doors and the door fronts. Then I use 1/2-inch staples, staple that in. I put 2 nailers on the back of the cabinets. This helps to keep it very rigid and square. Again, I put nails on there first and then I screw it in. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start making the drawers. In this case, I'm cutting the rails first, putting those tenons in, and then afterwards I'm gonna put the groove in there where the tenon is gonna go into. You always wanna do the end grain first. In this case, this is all painted, so I just use an MDF panel, it's 1/2 inch. Then I glue I glue the door front together. After I do that, I sand everything and then I start painting. I do a 3-step process for paint. I use a couple different styles of paint from Sherwin-Williams. The Gallery series is definitely my favorite. Once everything has 3 coats of paint on there, I start with screwing on the finished ends. They do get fast caps over the screws, so that way you don't see any of that stuff at all in there. But screw that on. I'm screwing on the scribe next. Once I get all of that stuff secure, you'll see next I'm gonna start working on the drawers and the drawer fronts. It looks like right here is the toe kick. As you can see, this is very unscripted. First time I'm doing a longer video like this. But then I'm putting on the drawers and the drawer fronts, getting them all evenly spaced. Next up, I'm gonna drill out for the doors. I use the Craig jig. I don't know what they actually call it, the Craig boring jig or something, but I use that to drill out for my doors. It's actually pretty quick. I eyeball that. I'm usually pretty accurate for getting it straight. I have the straight lines as a point to kind of help me make sure that it is straight. Get that all screwed in there. Then I'm gonna line up the doors, get those attached. I'm gonna start with the right one because then I can line that up with the drawer fronts, make sure that lines up perfectly. Then I'm gonna do the left side, same exact thing, get it all lined up, pre-drill. I use 3/4-inch screws to put them in there. And then I'm gonna use that false front, get that attached, and there